Deep in the heart of Grand Teton National Park, nestled among the rugged peaks and winding trails, lies a mystery that has puzzled hikers for generations. What could be lurking in the shadows just out of sight? And why are so many visitors reporting strange and unexplainable sightings? In this video, we'll explore the eerie sightings reported by hikers in Grand Teton National Park and try to unravel the mystery behind these unexplained phenomena. Get ready for a journey into the unknown as we delve into the strange and inexplicable events that have taken place in one of America's most treasured national parks. Grand Teton National Park is a breathtakingly beautiful destination with a dark and mysterious side. The park is home to abandoned ghost towns like Moran and Kelly, where visitors have reported strange sightings and eerie feelings. Old sightings dating back to the late 1800s add to the park's spooky atmosphere. Tragic accidents and deaths have also occurred within the park, with fatal climbing accidents on Grand Teton Peak becoming a common occurrence. Some hikers have reported feeling watched or followed while hiking in the park. The park was once used as a hideout for outlaws like Butch Cassidy, and visitors have reported seeing ghostly apparitions of these outlaws riding through the park on horseback. Story number 1 by Marie Dawson. On July 28, 2012, I finally embarked on a journey to explore the national parks, something I had always dreamed of doing. My husband Henry was never interested in traveling, and even after our children left for college, he preferred to stay at home. Sadly, he passed away in 2010, leaving me to spend only a few years at home. Eventually, I realized I needed to make a trip that I had always dreamed of taking, even if it meant going alone. I asked some friends to come along, but they weren't interested, so I decided to venture out solo. After researching various options, I settled on Grand Teton National Park because I love the mountains, and it seemed exciting, but not too crowded. I flew alone to the park and signed up for a ranger-led hike around Emma Matilda Lake. The walk was planned as an out-and-back loop, starting at the southeastern tip of the lake, stopping for a snack to enjoy the surroundings, and then heading back. During the hike, I spoke with a young couple named Hector and Olivia from New Mexico, who were also road tripping through the parks. Olivia was interested in the plants along the trail, which made the hike easier for me since they always stopped to take a closer look. After about an hour into the hike, we veered off the trail to see the flowers by the lake. We enjoyed the view and took in the massive stands of pine trees across the lake. Suddenly, we heard a loud crash, and I couldn't help but think about Henry. As we followed behind Hector, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't quite right. We froze in our tracks, all holding our breath, waiting to see if anything would appear. Time seemed to stand still as we stood there, tense and silent. Then, a sound broke the silence, and we all turned to see an animal emerge from the brush about 200 feet down the shore. It was big and dark, hunched over and not standing entirely on all 4 feet. My heart leaped into my throat as I hoped it wasn't a bear, but the more I looked at it, the more convinced I became that it wasn't. Just as we started to get a better look at it, Hector cursed and shoved Olivia and me back a few steps. The creature swung its nose around, and we could see it was like a dog's nose. It was clear that it had spotted us. We all stood there frozen for a moment, our hearts pounding in our chests. Then the creature bolted back into the underbrush, crashing through the foliage. We could hear its heavy footfalls as it retreated, and we all knew that we had just narrowly avoided a potentially dangerous encounter. Still trembling, we decided to turn back and head up to the main trail. Trisha and Jules weren't thrilled about it, but Hector, Olivia, and I knew that what we had seen wasn't a bear. We didn't discuss it with the rest of the group though, afraid they would think we were crazy. As we walked back, I couldn't help but wonder what we had just seen. I had been to several other national parks since then, but never seen anything like it again. The memory of that encounter still gives me chills even now. Story 2 by Jackson Slater. My name is Jackson, and what I'm about to tell you is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. It was May 2nd, 2018, and my son Tim and I were fishing on the Snake River. Tim was 12 at the time and had been getting a bit of an attitude lately, so my wife suggested we try to bond by going fishing. Luckily, Tim still liked it, so off we went, hoping to catch some brook or lake trout. It was a quiet morning and the bugs were out, making our flies look more enticing to the fish. We had just started fishing when a good-sized trout jumped out of the water upstream. Not uncommon, but then another jumped, and another, and another. Tim and I were glued to the spot, watching, when he asked quietly if we might see something spooking them. I didn't think so. We were being pretty noisy. But another fish jumped, and something came out onto the rocky area across the way. After a moment, it splashed into the water and got back out with a fish in its mouth. At first, I thought it was a dog or a wolf, but it stood up, hunched over on two legs, fish in its mouth and everything. I was frozen, staring at this creature as it looked at us. It wasn't fully light out yet, and its eyes flashed a sort of yellow like a dog's eyes do. And then it got down low and took off. Tim shouted, and I could hear the fear in his voice. I was too scared to move, and my heart was pounding. I told my wife what happened when we returned to the lodge, but she didn't believe us. She thought we were making it up to freak her out, but I swear on my life it's true. I've never seen anything like it, and I hope I never do again. As the sun sets over Grand Teton National Park, we're left with a sense of awe and wonder of the mysteries that nature can hold. The stories of these two hikers and their unexplainable encounters remind us that even in our modern age, inexplicable phenomena are still waiting to be discovered. Join us next time as we uncover more mysterious tales worldwide. Thanks for watching.